Dr. Balasaheb Ambedkar said that the Brahmins and untouchables have their origin in a single source. From where then did this inhuman discrimination come? It came through the influence of the Greek, Arab, Turk, and British regimes. Many of these inhuman practices were seen in the system of slavery. And slavery was not Indian, it was foreign. Till recent times, some Europeans used to keep slaves in zoos with the animals. Their children were sold and separated from them forever. They were not allowed to have a family of their own. They were bought, sold, and killed like animals. Their hands and legs could be cut off even for making trivial mistakes. This father did not finish his job, so they chopped the hands and feet of his daughter and handed them to him. Helpless, benumbed, he is staring at them. Those who fostered slavery are now being called the gods of justice all over the world. And many judges and lawyers are made by reading and learning from their writings. The descendants of the slave owners are now giving sermons on human rights to India. Megasthenes, the ambassador of Greece, lived in India for 40 years. He wrote that there are no slaves in India. This was a fact of 300 BC. But slaves did exist in India, but they were not like the Greeks.
Condition in which somebody can become Das, you cannot make Das. A Brahman was not allowed to become a Das, and he was not allowed to take anybody as a Das. Number one. Only for the physical survival, you could accept Das, to become Das of somebody. Das means, suppose you have problem with physical survival because of time of famine, you don't have anything to eat, but I have enough. So you become my Das. You come and say that I am your Das. So as long as that famine condition remains, you work in the house, earn your livelihood, and once the famine condition is over, you are free to go back. If there is anything due, please pay and go back. Nobody could actually make you slave for all your life. And remember, it's an amazing thing. Slaves had the right of their own property. Slaves have the right of their own life. You could not take it away. Family, more than that, if there is a girl who has pledged herself as a Das, owner had no right to have any physical relationship with them. In case he went for it, offspring will have the same right in the property as a real son, as a real wife's son. That kind of rights were given and protected, and more than that, Kautilya rights, Manu right, that if suppose food has been made ready, suddenly some guests drop in, so you have to adjust within that food. Manu orders very clearly, Manu says, orders very clearly, that no share will be reduced of Das. He will get his full meal, rest would be divided in order to accommodate the guests. That kind of things were there.
Greek kings ruled in some parts of Western India from the 3rd century BC. The inhuman treatment of the Shudras started taking place from that time onwards. And the Hindus were exposed to the slave system of the Greeks, Turks, and the British. During the reign of Muslim rulers under Sharia, many jatis of Hindus were treated like slaves. The English often treated Indians like dogs. Much like their African slaves, they also considered Indians to be lower-grade humans. Some Englishmen were so cruel that if a servant was sluggish while fanning them for long hours, they would hit him. Sometimes, this led to the death of the slave. What Megasthenes had said about Indian society, Karl Marx repeated 2,200 years later. Marx knew that Indian society is free from exploitation, but said it worships animals and trees. Therefore, he said, we will destroy it and it will be a pleasurable destruction. This ideology of the Marxists to create such conflicts has continued till today.